Paris the Forgotten. The weather was fairly nice when we began at Montparnasse, the Artist World Tour. It's usually cloudy in Paris, but it was nice for the most part. We began a tour at Metros Vesqualabe in the 15 arrondissement, which required us to take the 6 train. This area included the houses of Hal Woodruff, Paul Mahoney, Barbara Ribon, James Emanuel, and the club St. Louis Blues. Lyceum Buffoon High School, also in this area, held a symbolic ship-like emblem on the corner of its third floor. After walking down Verigard, we could walk by Tabras and W.B. Dubois' original arrival station. We continued up the street. We saw the Pocket Theater, Montparnasse, Hotel Odessa, the Bobina Theater, and other theaters in which black artists either performed or had plays written. We were also able to view the various hotels and homes that different artists stayed in when they visited Paris, such as Chester Himes and Hotel at Roya, Velma Brewery, Man Ray Studio on Campaign Premier, and Louis Milo Jones' Lush Studio apartment on the same street. Once we arrived at the Rue de Chauverse, we began to see other studios and schools that were helping blacks advance in Paris. You have the likes of Reed Hall, which was once the American University Women's Club, and that provided lodging for female art students during that period. Now you had the Academy Colorasi that followed, and the Academy de la Grande Chaumière, which was the most famous of these art schools. As the tour continued, we stumbled upon Waja, and that was seen at number 10. That served as the headquarters for those studying at these art academies. We also had the area included Henrietta Tanner Studio Apartment, the Club Chess Honey, La Rotunda, which Russian revolutionaries' favorite hangout spot before World War One. We viewed other places such as La Select, where some artists did their best work. We began the tour at noon and concluded around 5, so you can kind of imagine that we were exhausted. And I'm glad we were able to knock this tour out the way because it was the lengthiest of the two. But we began the next tour on the 9th of Riddisment, and we would need plenty of perseverance because, unlike the previous, the weather was not pleasant. It was very rainy. The downpours were crazy, and you had confusing street signs. But we required us to take the 12 train to get there. We found ourselves in front of the Iglesia de la Trinidad. And this area included Casino de Paris, Theatre de Paris, the École Nationale d'Arts et Tennis de Theatre. But this area was very hilly. And unlike many of the houses and studios we viewed earlier during the tours, many of the restaurants were gentrified and they were no longer what they used to be. This was evident with places such as Hotel Restaurant El Eden, which used to be Louis Mitchell's all-night food establishment. This entire area seemed to be filled with more entertainment, restaurants, and hotel accommodations. It had the Bus Palladium, now occupied what used to be the Harlem-inspired Cotton Club. The Moulin Rouge seemed to serve as a centerpiece in this entire area. And after seeing the Rodder Museum and the many sex stores in the area, I was not surprised that it was a highly sexualized area. You had popular bars, restaurants, and homes of other prominent artists that continued on the tour, and then something happened. I believe as we continued, I was on the street. I can't remember at the time, but to the left of me, I seen a colorful likeness of Josephine Baker's banana skirt on the side of the entrance of the Hotel Lodge the Century. This was the most significant place on the tour I had seen yet because it felt surreal. Being that we read so much about the way blacks were portrayed in advertisements and such, and here was an actual artifact that was still present today. We studied Josephine Baker for such a long time here in the depth, and to see that actually in person and the art of it, it was amazing to me. But after seeing that, we continued on with the tour and we viewed the magnificent hotels. We had the Millennium Commodore, the Hotel Ambassador, and even the Grand Hotel. I can imagine how much it costs to stay a night there. But we also saw the former American Express office that was built in 1901 on the same street. I had no idea that it would also serve as a meeting place for African Americans preparing for or arriving from voyages abroad. I always thought they were just a car company, but you learn something new every day. The first music hall was also available. Well, we decided to visit the Toni Morrison bench. The entire group was surprised by what they saw, but I wasn't. After I seen the area that it was in, I wasn't surprised. And I actually stumbled upon the Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings monument during a day of shopping at Champs Elysees. Can you believe that?